Hello everyone, welcome to the next section of the course, Sentiment Analysis of Twitter Data. Let's move on to the first video of this section that deals with understanding sentiment analysis. In this video we'll learn the key concepts, approaches and applications of sentiment analysis. Sentiment analysis aims to identify the positive, negative or neutral opinion, sentiment or attitude of the speaker using said techniques. Sentiment analysis finds its application in areas from commerce to service domains across the world. Let's look at the key concepts of sentiment analysis. We'll now examine the key terms and concepts related to sentiment analysis. These terms and concepts will help us formalize our discussions in the coming sections. First key term is subjectivity. Opinions or sentiments are one's own expressions of views and beliefs. Furthermore, subjectivity expresses our sentiments about entities such as products, people, governments, and so on. Next is sentiment polarity. It involved placing the text sentiment on a continuous or discrete scale of polarities, thus defining the degree of positivity. The sentiment polarity classification may deal with a different set of classes depending on the context. Another term is opinion summarization. Opinion classification or sentiment extraction from a piece of text is an important task in the process of sentiment analysis. This is often followed by a summarization of sentiments. It may involve the use of visualizations to infer the overall sentiment. Moving on to feature extraction. As we've seen across the chapters, feature identification and extraction is what makes or breaks a machine learning algorithm. It's the most important factor after the data itself. Let's look at some of the feature sets utilized in solving the problem of sentiment analysis. TF-IDF. In the context of TF-IDF, a piece of text is represented as a feature vector, containing words as its constituents. TF-IDF is given as this equation, where TF, T, D, is a term frequency of term T in document D. IDF, T, D, is the inverse document frequency for term T in document set D. Next is n-grams. The n-gram-based modeling techniques find their roots in information theory, where the likelihood of the next character or word is based upon the n previous terms. Parts of speech, POS. POS are rules of language which are used to create sentences, paragraphs and documents. In its simplest form, adjectives are usually pretty good indicators of subjectivity. Not always, though. In the case of sentiment analysis, negation plays an important role. For example, sentences such as "I like oranges" and "I don't like oranges" differ only in the word "don't", but the negation term flips the polarity of sentences to opposite classes, positive and negative respectively. Topic-specific features. Topic plays an important role in setting the context. Since sentiment analysis is about the speaker's opinion, the subjectivity is influenced by the topic being discussed. Let's proceed with approaches. Now that we have a basic understanding of the key concepts from the world of sentiment analysis, let's look at different approaches for tackling this problem. Sentiment analysis is mostly performed at the two levels of abstraction, such as document and sentence level. Document level. At this level of abstraction, the task is to analyze a given document to determine whether its overall sentiment is positive or negative, or neutral in certain cases. Sentence level. Sentence level analysis is a more granular form of sentiment analysis. The level of granularity counters the fact that not all sentences in a document are subjective. Pretty much like other machine learning techniques, sentiment analysis can also be tackled using supervised and unsupervised methods. Supervised learning approaches for sentiment analysis have seen a boost, both in terms of systems utilizing these techniques, as well as the overall performance of such systems, due to the availability of labeled datasets. Unsupervised algorithms for sentiment analysis usually begin with building or learning a sentiment lexicon, and then determining the polarity of the text input. Sentiment analysis or opinion mining finds its application in many areas. They can be summarized into the broad categories such as online and offline commerce and governance. Awesome!